Shalom, family. This is me, Mary C., coming to you yet again with another video. I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on in the world. I'm going to start with, I had a dream just last night. In this dream, people were starving, literally starving. And mothers were willing to do almost anything to feed their children. So let me go back just a little bit and talk to you about my encounter with this woman. We were talking about food, and actually she approached me and she was talking about how high the prices on many items, how high they are, And so I told her, as I, told you guys, that it's not going to get any better. This is our current reality. And, I was reading Revelations, is it 6, I believe, where it goes on into talking about the different seals that are being opened. And we're living out the Bible right now. So, just go and read Revelations. You'll see what I mean. I don't have the Bible in front of me right now, and so I can't read the scriptures. But study it. Go and study it for yourself. But here's the deal. So she's talking about inflation, right? She's talking about the price hikes on several different items. And was complaining she just wouldn't or couldn't pay those prices for these items. So I said to her, one thing that we all should be doing, especially if you have children, and she interrupted me and she said, well, yes, I have children. And I said, especially if you have children, you need to prep. And she looked at me like a deer struck by the headlights of a car. She just looked at me blankly as if to, say, what are you talking about? So I went on to explain to her that the times that we're in are pretty dire and they're going to get worse. And that she needs to prep. She needs to, because she has children, she needs to prep. And so I told her, I said, if you can't do it this time around, the next time you go to the store, pick up a few extra cans of food that you can, you can preserve, put to the side, stock up on things that you put to the side for when things get worse, because they are going to get worse. And she just kind of looked at me. So when I say she just looked at me, she kind of looked at me blankly. But then she went on to say, well, I probably could do something like that. And I'm like, your survival will depend on you doing something like that. So anyhow, here's the deal. This is what I woke up with this morning. How there are so many young single moms. There are young single dads, but there are many, many more young single moms out there. And they are doing the best they can to feed and provide for their children. It's harder for them. It is. And because of that, we who are able need to be reaching out to them. I have some in my family as well. Many of them are so unprepared for what is coming. The cares of this world have them captivated, if you will. They're concerned about nails and, getting their nails done or getting their hair done and looking pretty and looking, the brand name items that are popular. They're young. We were like that when we were young. You old people like me. But we were like that at one time. Well, I've never really been too much into the name brand thing, but I know that there are several people who are in my age group who have been and still are into brand names. So these young people want to fit in. And unfortunately, they are following the masses. And when I say they're following the masses, they're following society. They're following celebrities. Well, they can afford the brand name stuff, and they can afford to not really stock up, so to speak, because later on they can do it. They have the money to do it, put in an order, massive order at one time to make sure that they can stock their pantries. They can do that kind of thing. These young people aren't thinking like that. They're thinking along the lines of popularity. And popularity won't feed you. So a lot of these guys, you see them, they're doing the selfies all of the time. And, they just want to be cute. They want to have fun. They want to live their lives. I get it. But those are the ones that were highlighted, if you will, in my dream, as far as starving them and their children. And again, willing to do just about anything in order to try to provide some type of a meal for their children. And we have some demonic and evil entities and men, and I'm going to say and men, because they will be manipulated by these entities and demons, that will request, if a young lady comes to them for assistance, they will request things that are just outrageous requests in order to provide a can of green beans or a can of beans or a package of rice or something like that. In order to do a swap, if you will, they're going to require almost, blood and tears from these young ladies. And these young ladies, in order to feed their children, will be desperate enough to do some of these heinous activities, if you will, that these men will require. And it hurts my heart to it hurt me to see it, but it hurts my heart to think that these young mothers are going to be so desperate that they'd be willing to do almost anything that they normally, under normal circumstances, wouldn't even consider. They would do it. And so I know some of you know what's coming, but some of you have absolutely no idea how bad it is going to get. How bad it's going to get. It's going to be so bad that people will not be able to afford to buy groceries. And apparently assistance was something from the past. Food assistance, it apparently was something from the past, because many of the young ladies that have children are able to receive assistance from the state. But apparently this was not something that was going on, because had they had assistance, they would not have been so desperate. So somewhere along the way, that assistance is going to go bye-bye. It's going to go away. And pretty much people will be on their own. And I've said it before and I'll say it again. We cannot depend on the government to provide for us. It is failing. It is failing big time. So starvation is coming. It is coming. The store shelves, we're seeing already, they're not stocked up like they used to be. We're having an issue with our truckers. I heard the other day that there are truckers who are trying to determine whether or not they can continue to do what they do, because the diesel fuel is so expensive. And then I heard that they're going to start rationing it. If the truckers don't have fuel to go from point A to point B, that means you're not going to get the supplies to your grocery stores. You're not going to get them. It's not going to happen. Little by little, this whole thing is unraveling. Now, I'm going to say this. It's unraveling as it's been planned to unravel. So we know to expect these things, but there's so many other folks that are out there right now that don't have a clue to what is coming. They don't have a clue. And my heart hurts for them. My heart hurts for them. Because we know not everyone is going to go with us. We know this. But my heart still hurts for them. Because they don't have a clue and don't know that they should be preparing. And some of them know and just don't care. Until it hits home, then they will care. Then they will turn around, and then they'll probably be looking for you to help them out. And it's up to you to decide whether or not you want to. But starvation is something that is on the horizon, and it's a horrible thing. It's a horrible thing that I saw. But it's coming. And I just wanted to, just talk to you briefly about stocking up. If you are one of those young people that I was speaking of beforehand, if this is your first time listening to me, listen to me, please. Take whatever funds that you have that are extra. If you're getting assistance, that's even better, because sometimes they do give you, enough to get by. So if you have a few extra bucks that you can take and put some canned goods to the side, please do so. You're going to need it. Do not let yourself get into a position of desperation where you will bow down and do things that you would never imagine doing just so that you can feed your babies. This is real. This is real. We talk about when the stuff hits the fan. Well, honey, we're there. The stuff is hitting the fan right now. There's no waiting for it. It's happening right now. It's not too late to prepare. You can prepare now. But if you wait any longer, I can't promise you that. I cannot promise you that. Don't wait for the government to snap into position and take care of things. They're not going to. Don't wait for them to sound the alarm to let you know what you should be doing. They're not going to. We shouldn't expect it at this point in time. Open your eyes. Look at the gas prices. Open your eyes. Look at the grocery stores. Open your eyes. We're talking about baby food, baby formula, shortages. This is real. If I could just take you by the shoulders and just shake you a little bit. I wish I could do that, because I want you to heed this warning. Starvation. I know that, we've been so far removed in this country from anything like that, for the most part, that you can't comprehend it. You can't wrap your mind around it. But let me tell you, when the stomach starts to growling, when those babies start to crying and asking, Mommy, can I have a sandwich? Or Mommy, can I have this, that, and the other? And we're talking about just basic, something to put in their belly to stop the pain, to stop the hunger pains. And you don't have those things to give to them, you are going to do whatever it takes. And I'd hate to see you groveling and doing things that are just unnatural in order to feed your children. I don't know how else to say it. So anyhow, I just wanted to come out quick with this little message, and I hope that it helps someone out there. Please, family, share this video. Share this video with people that you think may heed it, this may help them. Share this video. People just are not ready. They're just not ready. And I tell you, when you're forced to be ready, there's going to be a whole lot of changes that are going to be made. And when I say there's going to be a whole lot of changes that will be made, there'll be a whole lot of people. When things really start getting rough, when it hits home for many, they're going to turn to the Heavenly Father. They're going to be crying out at that point in time. My suggestion to you is to cry out now. Don't wait until you're starving to cry out to Him. Cry out to Him now, and He'll prepare you for what is to come. Anyhow, I've said enough. I love you guys. I only come out here because I love you, and I want you to be prepared. So, again, I love you, but know this. Our Heavenly Father, He loves you so much more. Shalom, family.